You guys are probably wondering what I'm doing here in the middle of this residential area. Well, sometimes you have to come off the beaten path to find a little something different. In this traffic circle are two graves of Atlantic City's first residents. The sign says Jeremiah Leeds grave. Jeremiah Leeds settled on Absecon Beach in 1783, the first permanent settler in what is now known as Atlantic City. Look at this, there's cinder blocks to walk up here. Pretty hard to make out there, but that's Jeremiah's grave there. And I can read died 1838. And right over here, I can't really make this one out. There's also these other two markers over here that just say Rachel and Peter. Well, certainly an interesting way to pay homage to your first residents. I'm sure this wasn't a subdivision at the time when they were buried, but yeah, graves in the middle of a traffic circle. Interesting. What's going on, everybody? The Germ here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is what used to be the Atlantic City Visitor Center in the middle of the Atlantic City Expressway. Last time we were here was closed for the day. Now it is permanently closed. It's not even open anymore. You can't go inside. They've moved up to the boardwalk. Is there that few of visitors in Atlantic City that they've totally closed this and abandoned it now? I remember at one time coming down to Atlantic City, it was so busy here. This entire median is basically a parking lot, and they used to bus the employees to the casinos in because there were so many. They had to find another place to park their cars, so they'd park them here in the median, going at least a mile all the way down, and they'd bus them back to the casinos. There's not even a car in sight anymore. This used to be all parking for the casino employees. No more Trump sign on the Trump Plaza. Where we used to come in, and these two signs, all the marketing that they had on these things. Caesars on the left, Trump Plaza on the right. This is probably the weirdest thing to see is Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. We're now at the Absecon Lighthouse, a Germ family tradition. This is a place I have to stop every single year, or at least every single time I come here. It's a great place to come. You guys have to meet Buddy, the nicest guy. He's up at the top of the lighthouse. Guy's in his 90s, still climbs all the way to the top, and he's the nicest man. And look at this. He now has his own t-shirt. I'm definitely getting one of those.
I'm sorry to run up there so fast.
You showed your card, that's fine.
Okay, you guys ready? We're gonna go in to the lighthouse. This is pretty cool. Big spiral staircase. I gave Jenna a 1-minute head start. Let's see how she's doing. Here's what it looks like inside. Jenna, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What step number are you on?
72.
72. So we can hear her. We're at step number 16, and we can hear her up there. She's at 76. There's 228 steps. So the Absecon Lighthouse is pretty cool. It was built between 1854 and 1856. It was first lit up in 1857. There's 6 landings and a total of 228 steps. Just keep in mind, there's no elevator. Now, 2 reasons, honestly, I come here. Maybe 3. 1 is the Germ family tradition. 2 is I like to donate to help keep things like this going. And the 3rd one is the man that's up at the top of the steps. Now, Buddy is going to be 92 next month. He's been in 3 of my videos coming up the stairs. And this is the only way up. There is no elevators, no escalator. He walks up these at almost 92 years old. And what's really amazing is today is a Friday. He only works 1 day a week, and that's Fridays, and we just happen to catch him by chance. Now, I guarantee you the first thing he's gonna say when we get up there is something like welcome to the top. Watch that last step. Here's one of those many views of Atlantic City. You can see the Atlantic Ocean right there. Beautiful view. And the cool thing is, as you go up on those 6 landings, the views are in different directions. So you can see all around Atlantic City. It's a workout. What step are we on? We're up to 188, so we're almost up to the top. Wish there was a slide on the way down. That'd be fun. We are coming up to the top. Very, very close. Come to the end, I can see some light. And there it is. Step 228.
That 228.
There he is.
What's that last step? We don't want you to trip. Which is equivalent to 15 stories.
So there's beaches, different beaches everywhere.
All right, it is hot in there, man. We made it outside, and what a spectacular view it is. It's just absolutely gorgeous up here. It's nice and cool and breezy. Tell you what, in there, it is hot. I know I just did the steps, but there is some heat in there. Oh my God, it is so beautiful up here. All right, guys, I want to introduce somebody. This is Buddy. Every time I come up here, I have to see Buddy. Buddy, how old are you?
I will be 92 the 24th of September.
2019. So, Buddy, how long have you been working at the Lighthouse?
It'll be 10 years in October.
10 years, and we climbed what? What's your spiel? I know you got a nice spiel set up.
For what?
We climbed up the stairs. As soon as I come up the stairs, you always told me to watch my step, and then.
Well, the last step is higher than the rest. A few years after the lighthouse was built, they decided to put this paneling up and make it look more comfortable. Because either the keeper or one of his 2 assistants had stayed higher.
Oh, really?
So they monitored the wind direction and the velocity. Because if you got too much wind blowing on those kerosene lamps and those flames begin to flicker and smoke up the chimneys, you're out of luck.
Oh, wow.
Business. So somebody stayed up here all night long to monitor that.
Did not know that. And you also told me you were in the service.
Well, yes. In 1946, I enlisted in the Marine Corps.
Say again?
I enlisted in the Marine Corps.
In the Marine Corps?
1946.
Well, thank you for your service.
Well, actually, there's a long story. I never saw active duty. I did briefly, but not really.
Okay. All right.
I wound up taking a test one day to get out of having to go to the field. And it was a test for the Naval ROTC scholarship. And I test well. I'm not a student. I'm a slow reader, easily distracted. I told this to a woman the other day, and she said, "Oh, you had ADD." And I said, "I suppose so, but we didn't know anything about that way back in the 20s.
That's interesting. I'm very much of the same, so I know exactly how you feel, so maybe I'll take your place here.
Well, actually, I think I have a marvelous education, but I just don't have a degree.
Gotcha.
I had a summer session, a fall semester at Rutgers before I turned old enough to be drafted. That was 1945.
And then let's take a picture of the beach. Come.
I failed the draft, but the reason, it took me a while to figure this out, but the war ended in 45.
Okay.
And they really didn't need anybody else in the army. And they were looking for the slightest excuse to give you a 4F stamp. And the last door I went through on my physical.
I was going to give you a card.
Yep.
All right, ladies.
Now you can repeat what I said.
Third tallest lighthouse.
We're the tallest lighthouse in New Jersey.
And the third
Third tallest in the country. And the fact that you just climbed 228 steps is equivalent to walking up a little more than 15 stories. So you know that if you're in a hotel and the elevator breaks down, you can handle 15
Buddy, it was a pleasure to see you, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
I expect to be here with bells on.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for the tour. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
What a fantastic experience and a fantastic guy. Please, 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 if you're in Atlantic City, Margate, Wildwood, stop by this lighthouse. It's cool. Buddy's a really awesome guy. He's got some great stories. He was telling the folks down up there just a moment ago about him being a future ghost of the lighthouse. I mean, what a sense of humor. I mean, who has that kind of sense of humor? He said they had a paranormal activity up here. This year they had people come up here, and the people who did the recordings asked if they know any of the volunteers up here, and they heard a whisper on the microphone and it said, "Bud," and they said, "That's not quite right." And then they heard a whisper again, and it said, "Buddy." Cool. Okay, as you guys are going up, I want you guys to notice this step number 25. Okay, I want you guys to look up at the pole, and I just happened to notice this, which is weird, as I was coming down here. Volunteer of the Year again, 2018, Buddy Grover. His real name is George. All right, that was awesome. Look at this door. This is so cool. It's like a thick steel door. Look at these little tiny houses next to this great big giant casino. It looks so awkward. As you guys can see, we finally made it up to the Atlantic City Boardwalk. Pretty long boardwalk. Something you may not know is this is actually the oldest boardwalk in the country. There sure is a lot of wood on the boardwalk. Have you guys ever wondered where that wood comes from? It's actually a very rare and unique rainforest wood that's actually bold and fire resistant. I remember a building caught on fire here on the boardwalk quite a few years ago, and even though the building burned to the ground, the boardwalk stayed in place. The Atlantic City Boardwalk is known as the oldest and longest boardwalk in America, at 4 miles long, built in 1870. Do you guys know the original reason why the boardwalk was built? It was to keep the sand out of the hotels right here in Atlantic City. That's a lot of boards. 216,000 to be exact. Now, the last time we were here, the Revel Casino had been closed. It is now reopened as the Oceans Casino. And we're going off, it's very, very steep escalator. Look at this thing. And you can still go up even more. This is probably the biggest change here in Atlantic City. You guys remember the Trump Taj Mahal? Well, it's no more. It's now the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. A couple years ago, I remember standing out here and a bunch of protesters protesting against them trying to keep this open, keep Trump's hotel open and casino, and totally rebranded now. This place looks totally different, and it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing there. I don't think you're allowed to record in here. Let's go inside and check out the Hard Rock. Should probably take these off. Look at the decor in here. And this is Slash's motorcycle. It's Harley Davidson. You guys like ground beef? That's ground beef. Oh, so look at all that hamburger meat.
You guys are not allowed to take them back.
Oh, really? You guys ever wonder what Nicki Minaj wore every day? This is her everyday outfits. Yeah. Cool thing about Hard Rock is the music, right? So they got all these dresses from all these celebrities right here. A dress worn by Dolly Parton back in 1995. We're gonna try out the Harvest Buffet here at the Hard Rock, but unfortunately it's closed from 2 to 4 and it's 2:20. So we just missed it. They're opening back up at 4 o'clock for dinner. We missed lunch. It's funny that this song came on because every time this comes on, I always said this, and we're in Atlantic City, so it's funny. Take me down to Atlantic City where the grass ain't green, but the girls are pretty. It does go. Take me down to Atlantic City where the grass ain't green, but the girls are pretty. Yeah, won't you take me home? Pink and Lil' Kim. It's weird. That's the same thing I wear to bed. Hyde Park, not Hyde Park, New York. Hyde Park, London. Okay, so you want taffy. This is the place to get taffy. It's Atlantic City, right here. This is where they invented taffy, when a shop, a candy store, got flooded with ocean water, and that's where saltwater taffy came from. It got packed into oyster boxes and got sold to tourists, and bam, saltwater taffy was invented. Let's go get some. Oh my God, look who's in here. It's Jenna. What are you doing in here? So this is one of the original stores. I'm gonna mess this up again. Fragilingers? Freilingers. I can't say it. All right, so here's the original store right here. I'm gonna try not to get the glare there. Open since the 1880s. How crazy is that? This is awesome. And like I told you guys before in the video, this was taffy, saltwater taffy came totally by accident. Look at this. This is a picture down in the basement of this building here, when they used to make the taffy here back in the 1920s. How crazy is that? And the gentleman was telling me that you could see the names engraved of the ladies down on the wall. He said it's pretty much empty now, it's just a basement, but look how amazing that was. All right, so this is James. James, how long have you worked here?
About 5 years seasonal.
All right, and you were telling me about the basement where they used to make the candy down in the basement.
Yes, correct.
And what did you see down in that basement?
So basically downstairs, if you look at the top of the ceiling on the side, you'll see like different names, 1880, Diane,
wow.
It's different stuff like Steve, and like tick marks of them actually, I guess, counting how much
wow.
taffy they made. So it's pretty cool.
Now, is there anything left there now, or is it kind of empty?
It's still kind of empty, but you can definitely still see the names.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for that great story. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So we just had some chicken kebabs at this place here on the boardwalk, and I went to go wash my hands in the bathroom, and I saw that out of order sign. That means do not walk in. And then I saw this. I love this. Stop, out of service. If you choose to ignore this out of service sign, upon entry, the door will lock, and 10,000 deadly snakes and spiders will be released from the ceiling. I think they come out of that little vent right there. All right, so the name of the restaurant is Home Slice. Is the owner here. The food's good. Just don't go in the bathroom. Don't.
It's very dangerous.
Snakes and spiders. Look, Steel Pier. Now, the last time we were here on Steel Pier, the Crane Games had all these Chinese food boxes that you could actually win ride tickets, which was awesome. Looks like they have something similar to that. I'm not sure if that's what that is. And also, the wheel, the big Ferris wheel with the air conditioning gondolas, they weren't open. Let's see if anything's changed. All right, so a little bit of a change here. The cranes still do have ride tickets on them, but they also can include ride tickets, gameplay, or gift cards. All right, we're gonna try for this corner box. I don't know. I'll turn the right way, that's a good thing. Oh, we got one. We got a box. In one of the boxes, let's see what's inside. Could be anything. Could be a ride ticket. Could be multiple ride tickets. Could be games, or it could be a gift card. 4 ride tickets. All right, cool. So this is cool. The wheel is now open if you want to ride $9.99. It's right up there. Not a bad deal. We tried out the claw game. We ended up winning 7 tickets total, a value of $6.25, $1.25 a ticket. So that just really depends on your skill level. I think I won the first try and the third try. So if I had stopped there, you know, that would have been a good value. I still made out ahead, but allows Bella to get on one ride for $5. Not a bad deal. Depends on your skill. If you are good at crane games, you might want to give that a try. Look at all these fantastic murals up here. Steel Pier at one point had a diving horse. Look at that. There's a mural of the famous Atlantic City diving horse. And there's Rex, the famous Atlantic City boogie boarding dog. And the woman who used to ride the famous diving horse actually went blind from diving with the horse. She actually couldn't see at all. Pretty cool murals. I like these.
Players to start a game. Only 2 players. Come on. Go ahead, right.